It's better, but hopefully single shot will come back to us. So, hey guys, what's up? We got part 2 out there right now. Hopefully people will be joining in to watch. I'll check out the comments over here on the YouTube side. Here we go. Let's put that out there. Welcome to Caliber Corner. And comments, we got Gun Snob out there. Kingpin is out there. G23 is out there. So we should have more people joining in. And I'm not going to repost this on Facebook or anything like that. We'll just let this one go and we'll finish out the episode. I've got about 40 minutes before I got to call it. So, hey guys, any thoughts on the cases at all before I go back to the screen share stuff? Anything you guys want to mention or anything else come to mind?
I'll save my comment for the end.
Okay, that's fine. Let's go ahead and let's share a tab here. Let's see if I can find it. All right, so we left off with the rifle cases. Guys, I apologize. I don't know what happened there. The internet just took a dump on us. So unfortunately, that's what happened. We'll just do an entire screen share. All right, there we go. All right, so we'll go ahead and get back into it. I won't be checking comments, unfortunately. So I'm just going to run through what I have left on the list, and then we can go back and address any comments that anybody happens to have. So here we go. We'll go back to where we left off. So Gray Man options. We had the discrete ultimate guitar case that we were talking about. I think that maybe Gun Snob has one like this, or Obnoxious has one like this. So this is one we were showing earlier. And I believe you can buy different foam inserts so you can make it fit different guns if you want to. This one does have the 2 locking points on it. So this one would work for airline travel. You've got the little roller wheels on it also. So you have some different prices here. Here's one for $199, $149. So there's the SW gray, the tan, obsidian black. I'm guessing it's just the color difference is what causes the price difference. Sometimes you get that on Amazon. You find a different price, and it's because the color is different, and that's the only reason why.
Yeah, we were shopping for a computer case for my son yesterday, and for some reason, the black version of the case that he decided he was going to get was $20 less than the white version. The exact same case.
Yeah, I don't understand that. I don't know if it's like sometimes maybe it's a demand thing or it's a different vendor that's selling it.
Yeah, sometimes it's just popularity too.
True. Yeah, this is true. Yeah, like you pay more for whatever. The next one that we have here, Defense Dad, if you want to talk about this one. Okay, so it says currently unavailable. It was for sale, and it's I think it was around $125, maybe $149.
That's not the one that I have. It's the same company. It's a little smaller than the one I have.
Okay. So this is Elite Survival System Stealth SBR rifle backpack. It will fit a 10.5-inch SBR or AR pistol, broken down into 2 pieces. Or no, not broken down. Right? Doesn't yours stay together?
Mine holds a full-size carbine and it breaks down. That one will hold a pistol. I don't have an AR pistol, so.
Okay, so let's see what you said. Elite Survival Systems is the company.
Yeah, it's still a stealth backpack, but it's the takedown.
Let's check out and see what these guys have to offer here. So we've got the Guardian, the Echo, Guardian Concealed.
Mine's that one, the left.
This guy right here?
Yep.
Okay, so let's check this one out. This one's $183, but it does look like a camping backpack. It looks like a laptop bag. I mean, you really want something that's going to be discreet. You can get different colors if you want to. If you stay away from like camos and tactical colors, you won't draw a lot of attention to yourself. You can get it in.
So that's the version I have right there.
Okay, this is the one you have. What do you think about the build quality of that? Is it worth $183
really nice.
Or what?
Well, I got mine for like $163. It was on sale, but yeah, it's nice. It's got the YKK zippers. So the very back pouch is where it's got the storage system for the rifle.
Okay,
and it's reconfigured. It's Velcro. You can reposition it. The whole thing's built so you can put all the Molly accessories that you possibly want to.
So this shows a 16-inch upper, but you can fit a full size PCC in there, or what was it?
Mine's the 16-inch upper. It stores just like that.
Okay.
And then I've got it configured. You can do a couple. There's a mag pouch in there. So that's and it's padded. So that's the very back, and it's got nice padding for your back if you're carrying it. It's got nice straps. It's got the waist, like the belt clasp. Plus, I mean, the system's nice.
Some good weight bearing, especially if you've got a heavier AR and you're traveling with ammo and mags and all that. You got to take that into consideration.
Yeah, and I didn't necessarily buy it the whole AR on all the time, but but it's big enough back. I needed a new backpack anyway. I hadn't bought a new backpack since I was in college, and I needed something bigger for weekend trips. So This is plenty big to pack 2 or 3 days worth of clothes in, plus a rifle. Really, if you watch what you pack, it kind of serves dual purpose. But I've been kind of testing it, going back and forth between the range just to see how I like it, and I configured it for that for my M4 carbine. I've also configured it for my my Ruger PC carbine. It handles a lot of stuff very well.
Okay.
Nice pockets, lots of storage.
Okay. Looks a little large, but again, I mean, people have big bags they travel. Laptop bags are big, camping, but if you want to walk around. Kevin June says, those are my preferences for range bags in California. You have to gray man out. Yeah, I can't even begin to imagine, dude. Kingpin's got a question. He goes, what about storing the guns in the boxes they came in? I don't, Kingpin, and the reason why is because cardboard can trap moisture. The foam that comes in those boxes, if they're just cardboard boxes, you can obviously store the guns in them. Many times the guns come in plastic in those boxes, but as a long-term storage solution, as long as the environment's dry, I think you're going to be okay. But if you're in a humid environment, or God forbid you get any water on those boxes, cardboard will stay damp for a real long time. And if that's touching metal, you're going to have some issues with it. And then also, as I've noticed with a lot of firearms that I buy, the rifles, like the rifle will fit in the box, but if you put a scope on it or any kind of optic, you can't use that box anymore. So that's a problem that you can run into also.
Well, I noticed,
I
noticed M. Gabriel's comment too that's pricey. Man, you can spend $100 to $150 just on a normal backpack for a good one.
Oh yeah, let's look up North Face or Patagonia and see how much less you're actually getting for the money. Yeah. If you want to get into some of these camping backpacks. When it comes to backpacks, guys, you can literally spend whatever you want. I mean, it's insane what the prices go up to. Especially if you look at like a Vertex brand, or I think it's like Can-A. I can't pronounce it really well, but those can be $200 or $300. And they're quality. They're great. They're well built, but still.
Yeah, backpacks get real expensive. That is low for a backpack of that nature, to be perfectly honest.
I mean, look at here's North Face, so $75, $109 for just basically a bag with no, real foam inserts or anything like that. I mean, you can start to drop some serious money in some of these.
Yeah, those $80 backpacks were like what you would give your kid to go to school with.
Yeah, that's what kids use. By the way, this is what kids use when they go to school. Yeah, 60. Okay, you can get it for 60, but when it comes to camping packs and stuff, especially if you get into lightweight gear, it really starts to get pricey. So,
and I like something like that. Like if I go traveling, if I'm going to meet up with some buddies, we're going to go shooting or something. If I have to stay in a hotel, to me, I'd rather rather go through the hotel lobby wearing that, than carrying a rifle case.
M. Gabriel says, "Is there a frame in that?" No, you've got the rigidity is going to come from like the foam that's in it, the zipper,
right? Yeah, there's no frame in it.
But I mean, if you set it up right, does it flop over? It sits up. It'll sit up if you set it up empty,
it's sitting up in the corner of my room right now.
Yeah, I mean, there's lots of. that vinyl's stacked and sewed on top of itself. I don't think that's going to go anywhere. You got the straps to keep it from flipping over and stuff. So that's really not a bad idea. That's a really cool idea, because then you can keep this in your back seat depending on how you travel and what you're allowed to do in the state you live in. But I could throw my carbine, throw my AR in there, my AR pistol, throw in the back seat, and
you can order one of the Molly like Velcro pistol holsters, put in there if you don't want to carry a rifle, and still have a lot of storage space for other stuff. I mean, it's pretty set up. You can do whatever you want to, and there's so much that Velcro type stuff out there you can purchase, and it handles all. Yeah, see.
Oh, I didn't even notice that. That's okay. That's
the next compartment. It doesn't come with all that, but it comes with the Molly attachment, so you can configure it however the hell you want to.
There you go. So you got your magazine pouches you can put in there. You got your flashlight holder. That's got a lot of flexibility. Your knife, your flip knife. Yeah.
In that, honestly, I'm testing it out. Like I'm going on vacation here pretty soon. I was testing it. I can fit like 3 pairs of shorts, a couple T-shirts, your underwear, all that kind of stuff. You still have the front package for the front compartment that's coming for everything. So, yeah, I mean, not to tout its glories, but I'm well satisfied with my purchase.
I'm thinking, man, for like a perfect weekend backpack, for like a weekend getaway or something, you still want to travel with your firearm, but you want a space for all of your clothes.
Yeah,
that would actually work. You're right. Especially if you're doing summer travel, where you don't have to pack anything real bulky.
Yep.
Shorts, a couple pairs of jeans, a couple T-shirts, socks, and underwear. You're good to go. Cool, man. Yeah, that's actually, I never thought about that. It's just like a little weekender bag too. That'd be perfect, and then you can still travel with your firearm and be safe. Sweet. So I wanted to spend some time on this one, and it's like I said, I have no affiliate link for this or no gain from it, but as a solid option for somebody, you get that foam backing on there. That's going to give it some rigidity. Pretty slick, man. All right, let's go to the next one. Okay, now the next thing I have is going to be Bulldog cases, mounting bracket cable. So if you need to, I like this. If you need to hard mount your firearms case in your vehicle, I see this as a good option. Can you guys see this okay?
Yep.
Okay, I just want to make sure, because I can't, guys, I'm not watching on the StreamYard end, so I don't know if this is actually broadcasting or not. So I'm just going to take your word for it. So what you have here is a hard case. Okay, it does have a cable lock with it. It does have a mounting bracket that you can use to mount this in your vehicle. And there's people that have posted pics of how they did this. Problem with this, though, it could require some drilling, and you really got to watch out if you do that in your vehicle, what you're drilling through and how it's mounted. But some of these might simply bolt down. So this is just kind of an all-in-one option, I guess. You just make it work for you, depending on what kind of mounting you have in your vehicle and bolts and so on. But I do like the options for this one. So this is $25.88, and a decent lockbox like this is going to cost you $20 to $25 anyway. And it does have the bracket that it slips into and locks into place. So there are some customer pics that show you how they've mounted it. So if you want to do an under the seat mount, and there's tons of options for stuff like this, guys. I mean, there's specific vehicle made lock boxes that you can get.
Did they make a version of that's a combination lock instead of a key?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know. I think they do, actually. I was thinking that they do make one like that.
I personally like the combo ones better. I don't want to just because if you ever lose the key,
got to fiddle with the key. Yeah. Bulldog.
I don't like to carry a bunch of extra keys on my keychain, and I just prefer like the three or four digit combo ones.
Check real quick and see what we got here. I thought they offered it with a combination, but there are combination lock ones you can get that have a cable lock with them. But this one looks like they only offer it with locks. You can get a large one and a small one. Well, they've got, these two are, this one for $49.50 and this one for $45.67. These are identical. So this is an option for you. But it looks like no combination. And then for me, in my vehicle, what I do, I just have this style basically. Well, the cable lock goes inside the box itself. And then I run the cable through the rear seat that goes down. There's a hook there, like a loop that's mounted to the actual body of the vehicle or the frame of the vehicle. I run the cable lock through that, and that allows me to have the lockbox secured in my vehicle in a way that complies with law if I need to stow my weapon when I'm going in someplace for whatever reason. But I do use one that has the key lock with it. We do have the electronic safe here in the house also. We actually provide that in our guest bedroom. So if our guests want to lock a firearm up, they can. Say they got kids with them or whatever. So we do offer that option. There you go. Lockbox for your Pekingese or your Shih Tzus. So those are nice to have too. Kidding, of course. You can just buy the mounting bracket itself if you want to. Oh, I see. So they've got screw holes in the bottom. Okay, let's bring this up real quick. And then you've got this space through the top that you can run your bit through in order to drill. So you have to have an extension on it, but it does give you an option. So you got up to 4 hard mounting points in your vehicle. So that's going to allow you to drill screws if you need to. But again, if you drill through the floorboard of your car, you really want to make sure you don't hit any lines or hit anything that's important. So in an older truck or something, I wouldn't worry about it so much. Just run the bolts through and just don't worry about it. But in a nice vehicle or a newer vehicle, that might be something that you don't want to do because you could be potentially drilling a hole right through the floorboard. So
yeah, but if you had like a spare tire support, it was vertical.
True. Yes. Yep, exactly. That's true. So again, just some options for you to show you what's out there. Okay, let's see what else we have here. And the last one that I have is just, these simple snap safe cases. These are relatively inexpensive. These are a good way to travel with your firearm in your vehicle. If you can't carry it on you, if you have to stow the weapon in an area, these are great for truck owners, for SUV owners, anybody with a hatchback that doesn't have a trunk that you can't throw your weapon in. These are fine. I've got I've got 2 or 3 of these that I keep. One in each vehicle, so if we ever have to lock something up to go inside, we do. Try not to, but there's some places where I can't carry legally. So these are good. This is a 2-pack for $54.99. Now you can get these for like $20 or $25 a piece at like your Walmart, or your local farm supply store is going to carry this. Your sporting goods store is going to have it. Bulldog, Snapsafe, Hornady, they all make their own versions of them. You can spend more money and get biometric ones if you want to. That'll read your fingerprint, that'll unlock. Combination methods, electronic combinations. So it's pretty much whatever your budget will allow. And they show you they've got different options for you too. And I don't know if there's different sizes. Yeah, it looks like they do offer different sizes. I usually just buy the medium size, something that's big enough to stow a G17 and a couple mags. That usually works good.
That looks like the one that I got when I bought my Shield EZ. They were, I don't know if it was a Smith & Wesson promotion, but I think it was, where you bought, when the Shield EZ first came out, if you bought the Shield EZ, you got one of those free with it, and actually has Smith & Wesson branding on it.
Well, I think these are probably marketed under a couple different brands. They look very similar, especially if they have a similar locking system right here. Yeah,
it's that one. That's the one that it was, but it also has, like, see where it has the brand name on the lid, right underneath there's like Smith & Wesson decal on it.
Oh, okay, I gotcha. Kevin's got a good suggestion here. He says, put some paint on the keys and you can organize them easily. Yeah, I use those little label makers. I've got a little label strip that I print off that has like A, B, or C. And I've got a sticker on box A, box B, and box C, so I know which key goes with which one. Because if you'd have to grab it in some kind of an emergency, or you don't want to fiddle with it, or it's raining, or it's wintertime and you want to get the gun stowed quickly and easily, it's nice to know which keys you're running, especially if you run multiple boxes or you keep all 3 of the keys or 2 of the keys on your keychain, and you don't want to try to figure out which key is which. So just little convenience things that you can do. Let's see here. So Kingpin has a link for a video you guys can check out. Obnoxious One. He's got videos on car safes and motorcycle mounts. Oh, that's another one too we didn't talk about, was motorcycle travel. How do you do that safely and securely with your firearms if you don't carry the gun on you? Gun Snob says, look up the console vault. They are awesome.
That's what he's talking about. Obnoxious has. Yeah, he's got one in his truck, and they make one for the side saddle on his Harley.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and the side saddle for the motorcycle, he had to install a new bracket because of the way the thing works with the case, the hard cover saddle that was on his bike and everything. But it took him maybe a half hour to install it, I think he said.
For the most part, they're a no-drill application. They're made specifically for vehicles, for your center consoles and stuff.
Okay.
Well, no, the one he has, you have to drill into the console because it anchors it into the console. But it's in such a way that you're not going to damage anything. It's like you put a couple of screws in it to bolt it into
there you go.
Well, the one in his truck, he removed some of the factory screws and put longer screws in it. We use the same mounting holes.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the motorcycle one.
Yeah, that's why I said for the most part, they're no drill.
Yeah.
There you go. This one's for the Toyota Tundra. So you might have to find one that's specific for your vehicle. Yeah, they'll make them for like Silverado, F-150, Tundras, Nissan Frontier.
I want one, but like I was telling Snob, my car is exactly 1 year older than them, and they changed the console in it, so I can't get it.
You'd almost have to fabricate something yourself too, or make something work, Okay, so you do have some options too. So this is another way to do it, to think about it. And again, this depends on what your local laws and ordinances have to say about it and things like that. But
I'd like something like that because, like, with my work, I fairly regularly have to arm and disarm because I can't carry at work or I go to the school, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, you're gonna have to look it up. These are gonna be vehicle specifics. I would say type in your make and model of vehicle and see if there's a company that makes a console lock that's gonna fit your. Now remember, these are not going to necessarily be theft proof. They're just an option. They're going to delay somebody trying to take your weapon, or maybe, somebody might break in your car. They don't want to mess with the lock or a safe. They're going to leave it and just grab, anything else they can grab, like your wallet or your phone, whatever you leave in your vehicle outside overnight. So
for that particular one, you go to their website and you type in your year, make, and model of vehicle, and it tells you what they have. Oh,
cool. Okay. Yeah, so that's an option for you. Which company is that? Is it Lock Her Down brand, or who's?
No, it was the Console Vault.
Console Vault's the name of the company?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's check that out real quick before we go ahead and call it here. All right. Okay, let's just look it up for the heck of it and see what they have available. So consolevault.com. What's that? I know.
For your Kona.
Let's see if they make one for my Hyundai Kona. Yeah, let's. No Hyundais. Hyundai people aren't cool enough to travel with firearms. Give me something to look up here. Chrysler?
Sure.
300?
Yeah. And then it'll tell you the years.
Who would be driving that other than some sort of salesperson?
Problem is, mine's a 2014. I emailed the company.
Well, let's just look at the company,
and it's they don't make one because the console's different.
Okay. So here's 2015. So yeah.
But literally, like half of the property that my store sits on, if you go in one area, it's public school property, and then we can't carry at work. So my parking lot's not school property. So honestly, I arm and disarm in the parking lot.
God. What are the okay? Harley Davidson has an option too. We can just pick a random one, just for the heck of it. Let's just see what they look like here. Let's see. So Single Shot's trying to call me on the phone right now, but we're still live. I sent him the link. He would have got the link for StreamYard. Single Shot, I'm going to go ahead and decline your call just because we're almost done. And I guess if we have you on the phone, or hold on a second. Let's see what Single Shot has to say here, guys. Hey, what's up, man? How's it going?
It's all right now.
Well, did you get my link for StreamYard?
No, I did not, but I've got StreamYard here in the phone, I believe.
Here, let me I'm doing a screen share. We're still live right now.
Oh, are you?
Yeah, so I check your email. I sent out another link for you. So click on that link and it should let you in.
All right. I'll do that.
Okay, we're about finished up here, but that's fine, man. We'll see you in a minute. Okay, all right. Bye-bye. See ya.
Man, look at this. On Caliber Corner, we even take call-ins.
Not really. I don't want to put my live phone number up there for people because I don't want calls all the time. But you guys can email me at thecalibercorner@gmail.com if you have any questions or any topics you'd like to discuss. If you have any concerns or complaints, you can email that to the customer service department at shootingleftofcenter@gmail.com and just tell them how frustrated you are with what we do on this show. And, hey, it's kind of nice. I don't have a thumbs down yet for this second part of the podcast. Maybe that person ran off. But anyway, not that I want one. Let's see. Caller number 1 wants to know if you are still single. Interesting, M. Gabriel. We might have to talk about that. That might come up as a future discussion. So, anywho. All right. So, guys, firearms transport, any other ideas or options? I know for some states you can have your vehicle, you can have your firearm locked in your glove box. That's always an option. What do you guys think? Anything else that we're missing out on?
So let me talk about my experience doing road trips.
Okay.
All right. So I do FOPA, and I don't care if that state says we don't honor FOPA. There's lots of people like, don't you drive through Illinois? I don't have a problem driving through Illinois. But I'm also not one of these people who goes, I'm going to drive from New York to California with a loaded AK with a drum mag in the back seat. To heck with FOPA, right? I follow the rules, and if I get arrested or something like that in some municipality that doesn't observe federal law, I'll retain a good lawyer, and we'll see who wins the day. But until that happens, I try to do stuff like, have a reliable car, don't have a car that draws attention to me, make sure that I'm getting plenty of rest so I'm not swerving, and, make sure it's fueled, it's been serviced and checked before I take this road trip. I don't know, maybe buy a new car because they're a lot more reliable, but regardless, there's some things you can do when you take a long distance trip with your firearms. And if you're following FOPA, you have to understand that you can travel through a state and you can stop at a hotel. You can stop if your car breaks down and get it repaired. You can stop to eat. You can stop to rest. You can stop for fuel. You can do it. But when you're stopping like at, Aunt so-and-so's house for 2 days and you want to go out in the backyard and shoot, and that gun's not legal in that state, now you've violated FOPA. So you could spend the night at Aunt so-and-so's house and then get back on the road the next day. But if you're stopping at multiple places, you've got to make sure that those firearms or ammunition or what have you are legal for that state if you're going to stay there and use them. But if you're just going from place to place and driving through a commie state, you really shouldn't have any worries. Another thing is don't speed, use the cruise control, stuff like that. But with regard to cases, a hard case is preferable. However, in some cases, when you're trying to shove it in the trunk with luggage and other things, that soft case might fit a little bit better. So when you have that's one of the reasons why you might use it. You might also have a soft case that carries more, and you just want to put all your guns in one case or two cases if at all possible, not have that many more things you have to carry. So that's when that soft case comes in handy, especially like if it's got the sling and you can throw it over your shoulder when you're trying to unload the car at the hotel or whatever you're doing. So the soft case is not entirely out of the picture, but a hard case is preferable. And one of the best things about a hard case is if you have to store the vehicle or the firearms in the back seat on the floor, say like you've got a pickup truck and you don't have a trunk, that hard case, you can take the cable lock that come with it and everybody goes, I don't want this thing, and they throw it away. And you can wrap it around where the foot of the seat track bolts to the frame, the floorboard of the vehicle.
Yep.
And you can wrap that cable around there and then run it through the lock hole in the case or through the handle of the case, make it nice and tight. And now you're honoring FOPA because now it is locked. You can't get to it, that sort of thing. So, now if you have passengers in the back seat, I don't know exactly. I haven't tried that yet. I haven't really researched that. If, the driver can't have access to it, what about other people in the vehicle? So I can't speak to that. But, there's a lot of people that say that lock that come with the gun, it's junk. But there are things you can do with that. If you have a regular padlock type lock with it, there's not a cable. You can buy a bike lock cable that has a loop at either end, and you can still reuse that lock in the same manner. And now this thing is secured. And another thing too is if you've got it wrapped tight enough and whatnot, and you lock the vehicle when you get out to lawfully stop for, at a rest area or stop to get something to eat or stop to fuel your vehicle, and you step away from your vehicle. If somebody happens to see it in the vehicle, it's going to take them a lot longer to rip this thing, unless they got bolt cutters on them. And even then with a cable lock, you've got to, take multiple tries at it with a bolt cutter to get through that. So these are things that deter or slow down a criminal. Another thing too is if you've got it on that back floorboard instead of in the trunk, hide it with something. Simply just put something on top of it. I'll put luggage on top of our guns, and the guns will be cable locked to the seat tracks. Okay. So we're good to go. So these are simple things that you can do, and you're not violating federal law, and it's going to slow down, deter, or prevent the theft of your firearms.
No, I agree. And I never thought about that with the cable lock. I always keep those cables, but I never thought about the application of being able to just simply, have it. Cause I mean, that seat bracket is hard mounted to the floorboard or the frame of the vehicle. So that's going to make it qualify. Now, Graham, this is Nebraska law, and what we have to follow, your states could vary a little bit too. Well, they might say you can't have it within reach. You have to have it in the trunk or whatever, or behind the seat. So
I'm talking about interstate travel really more so than within a state. Within a state is entirely different. No, what I said has nothing to do with that. Now, if you want to change how you have your firearm in the vehicle based on state laws, you can do that. I've done that before. I've actually carried a loaded firearm in different configurations because I was obeying. In this state, you can do this. In this state, you can't. In this state, they want this. It's kind of a pain, get across the border, stop at the first rest area, change it over, good to go. But for me, I'm just talking about you got the family in the car and you're doing the car or the Griswold family vacation, but you want to take your guns somewhere because you're going to shoot them. And these are guns that you can legally, lawfully shoot in this state, your final destination or on one of your destinations. So, or maybe, the states you have to travel through, you can't really have these guns, but you're traveling through. That's FOPA, not intrastate. It's interstate.
Yeah.
So there's just some simple things you can do to utilize these cases, hard or soft. And like I said, those locks come with the guns. People always complain about them. But in the military, we use cable locks all the time to secure our weapons. And that's how I got used to using them. So I'm a big proponent of it. But if you don't like that, I get it. And if you want to violate the law, man, that's on you, not on me. But within your state, that's an entirely different set of rules. And another thing too is if you're new to owning guns, or this is the first time you're traveling within your state to go to something and you don't know, you can go on your state police website and look. But a place that's probably more user friendly is one of your state firearms rights organizations. They may have rules on their website or a link to the state police website that tells you what you can and can't do. And it's probably going to be updated. And that's another reason why it behooves you to be a member of your state, of at least one state firearms rights group, because they're helpful when you're trying to find out about what you can and can't do legally. If you want to be a good ambassador for the Second Amendment, even if you don't agree with that law, follow that law. We'll get it changed at a later point. But the more people that violate it who don't have a criminal record already, the harder it's going to be for us to get that law changed at a later point.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the main takeaway from all this today is, just make sure that you do know your laws, look at the type of travel you're doing, make sure you know what you're going to be transporting, how you transport it, before you go buy the cases and spend all this money, because it would suck to spend $200 or $300 on a case and then find out you have to return it because you can't travel with this or travel with that, or it's not going to work for you. But you're right, though. I mean, definitely it does help to educate yourself and know how you're traveling. And like me, I belong to, I think it's US Law Shield. If I've got questions, I can ask them questions. I'm also part of NFOA. We've got Nebraska Firearms Owners Association. They're over on Facebook. I can ask questions over there too. and I can get answers to those questions if I need them. So yeah, there's definitely a lot of options out there. So it pays to be a part of those groups. If you're in Nebraska, join NFOA. It's free. Nebraska Firearms Owners Association. It's a not-for-profit organization that looks out for gun rights owners of all Nebraskans. So here, let's let Squibby back in here. All right, Squib, you're back now.
Thanks. Yeah, on mobile, StreamYard is not as friendly for several reasons. And one thing is it's really easy to drop out on StreamYard by just fat fingering. But I know I had a lot to unpack there, but I thought I'd just save it for the end of the show based on my experience and my knowledge of the laws. Intrastate is different than interstate. And I know some people don't agree with the law. And I'm not saying you have to. But if you understand it, this is less of a headache. And you're just being a good ambassador. Over time, I think as more and more states get constitutional carry, we just keep trying to show that good guy with the gun is not the problem. Then I think we're going to see that FOPA will just be our backup law, and constitutional carry will make it easier in some cases. I'm not saying that you could still, have a fully loaded rifle in your back seat everywhere like you can in Nebraska. That's nice. But you never know. You never know. So,
when I went through Kansas and Oklahoma, it was a relief to go out of state and know that I'm following my own laws for Nebraska. But if I get stopped or pulled over, there's going to be a lot less hassle because, I show my carry permit, my license. I'm following my state laws, which I'm obligated to do. I know their state laws. It's a relief for you. And again, I wish we had a unified, simple code where you can carry your firearm wherever you want to, whenever you need to, however you want to. But unfortunately, that's living in our dreams in paradise right now, but maybe we'll get to that point so we don't have to worry about having, these types of lockups and lock boxes and this and that, just to simply go to the range and whatnot. So until we get there, hopefully we'll get there at some point. I think we will. Justin Grimm has a question for me. He says, are Gelati cases still popular where you're from? I used them all the time when I lived in Iowa. They're out of Missouri. Gelati, Galati. I guess I've never heard of those before. I'll have to do some research on them and check them out and see what I think. I will look into them. If you got some good suggestions, I'm always willing to check it out. So I always need, God knows, I always need more range bags and cases because I've got enough guns that, I want to make sure I can transport them all if I need to. Night Shaft says, I would never keep a restricted firearm in my car in an anti-2A state. Okay, that's a pretty good point too. I mean, there's a lot of people that leave comments that say, I don't worry about it. I don't, like a free man can travel where he wants. Well, you'll think that when you're held at gunpoint by the Los Angeles Police Department, you end up on Fox News,
And quite frankly, it would be difficult for me to justify how I had an AR-15 that wasn't California compliant in the trunk of my car, locked up, going through California. Where am I going to go after California? Into the ocean, right? So if I'm traveling all the way to California, and I'm not taking my firearms. Like when we went up to Connecticut and came back down through, we went through New York State and New Jersey. I'm definitely not bringing a firearm through those states because they're at the end of the road. It's not like so when you're going through Illinois, I don't see the issue, okay? But if you're going to a state that terminates at the border or at the ocean, and then I don't, unless you've got a friend's house, you can leave them at. So you're going all the way from Michigan to California, and you got a friend in Arizona. You can leave your guns at their house, and then go all the way to California. And when you get back to Arizona, you pick up your guns. Stuff like that. But there's other stuff. How are you going to argue it in court? I was traveling through California to get to Oregon, but you live in Idaho. What did you do? Take the long way around?
The scenic route. The scenic route.
Yeah.
So I got a question for Squib. So you made the comment like you'll follow FOPA, and if you get arrested, you'll hire a good attorney and everything. I'm curious. So your kids are old enough to drive. Me, if that happens to me, I'm traveling with just me and my daughter. Were your thoughts on it a little different when you like if you were to get arrested? Now you have an underage kid who can't drive, or has that always been the case? And I'm not judging. I'm seriously asking.
No, that's never even been a thought in my mind. They're going to snatch up the kid and shove them in a foster home until the courts settle things, which could take forever. Even if mom is 20 minutes away and can run down there, they don't care. I found that if law enforcement is going to bust you for something that is not against the law, they don't care. And they are not going to have any problem slamming you to the ground, spraying you in the face with pepper spray, and cuffing you in front of your kid and traumatizing your kid for life when you're complying and stuff like that. So you may get a cop that goes, yeah, look, you got your stuff locked up, the ammo's separate. I keep my ammo in a locked ammo can or 2 or 3 in the bed of the vehicle while the firearms are in the back floorboard and stuff, right? Or if they're all in the trunk, everything is separated and locked. They can argue to their, blue in the face that I'm violating the law, but I'm like, I can say FOPA. They can say, we don't care. That's great. Let's go to court. But as far as my kids, they're going to do what they're going to do. And if you try to fight the cops because they're manhandling your kid, it's going to get worse. So if you decide that you don't want to travel with firearms, and here's the other thing, I never travel with guns unless I'm going somewhere to go shooting. I don't travel with guns because it's like, man, I got to bring my AK-47 because I'm on the Griswold vacation. I don't understand it. I'm not saying it should be illegal. If you want to do that, you're taking your long guns and you're taking 15 guns and 1,500 rounds of ammo, and you're not even going somewhere to shoot. That's your business. It ain't my business. Okay.
No, I mean, when I travel with a firearm, it's just my carry weapon.
Yeah,
and
honestly,
that's what I'll have on me.
And a carry weapon is an entirely separate subject. It's an entirely separate subject. But there are people who will put a shotgun, a long gun, something, in their trunk or whatever when they're traveling. And I don't understand, but hey, man, that's your thing. But yeah, understand that if you have kids, that, they're going to become a ward of the state until things get hashed out. And it could be a long time and take a lot of money. They could even free you, and then you still can't get your kid out of foster care. You might say, well, how do you know that? I've heard people. Well, once again, I never travel anywhere where I'm afraid to do this or afraid to do that. It's like, why would you go to New York? We wanted to see things there, so we didn't bring our guns. Aren't you afraid? No, I don't need a gun to protect myself. It's the best tool, but I'm also not going to go into places where I really have no business being. But anything can happen anywhere. I understand that. But if I live my life where I'm afraid to go out my door every day, then I'm not living my life. So when I take my family places, I take my family places that are typically safe, and that's my choice. What you choose to do is what you choose to do. These cases are a great option for you to follow FOPA. They're a great option for you to be able to handle this and that. And sometimes maybe you do bend a law or break a law. Once again, that's your choice. You're the person that has to suffer the consequence. But if it makes the 6 o'clock news, you just embarrassed all of us. So you have to make a judgment call. That's all.
Yeah, I was specifically talking about carry guns because there's certain states I can be legal, but oh boy, now I have hollow points in my magazine. Now that's illegal. So I haven't traveled a lot with a gun as a child with a child. So I'm thinking about those things as I'm planning my vacation this summer.
Yeah.
So carry guns. My experience traveling, carrying a loaded firearm, concealed carrying on my person, or before I had to. Did I have my permit at that? No, I did have my permit at the time. Still carrying with a loaded weapon that maybe wasn't on my body. I called the state police in every state I was going to drive through and asked them their laws. What do they prefer? And it's really weird, the difference between, say, Michigan, Indiana, and Kentucky, right? Mm-hmm. And you go, but it's a straight line, and we'd go through Indiana because their laws were better than Ohio at the time. Now I'd say they're about the same. But I followed the law. It wasn't illegal for me to have a 15-round mag with hollow points in Michigan, Indiana, or Kentucky. So I didn't go there. If I had to drive around, because it's either that or I stow the locked weapon in my trunk and follow FOPA or what have you. So my kids, if I just I'm not going to New York, New Jersey, or California as my final destination and bringing a firearm, period. I guess if I was worried that I'm going to get arrested for some odd reason and my kid's going to be a ward of the state, then I just wouldn't carry a gun. That's one less thing they can pop me for. But follow the law. So if you're concealed carrying in Illinois and they say, yes, we recognize your concealed carry permit, but you can't have that 15-round mag, then carry 10-round mags. But 5 more. Okay, dude, then don't carry. But okay, then don't take the vacation. But you can't have everything. You might want everything, but you can't. It's like a child who's going to throw a tantrum until they get their way. You've got to be smart about it. That's all you got to do is be smart about it. And what Trevor's saying, being a member of U.S. Law Shield or USCCA or some of these other groups, they have valuable resources there to help you when you're traveling through different states and what you can do. As far as I'm concerned, if you want to carry a gun concealed through states, just know what you can and can't do in that state. And if you've got to switch out from 10 to 15 round mags, fine. You're going to have to empty those 15 round mags and lock them in the trunk. Follow FOPA. Whatever if you want to go through all that hassle, you go through that hassle. Sometimes I didn't carry a gun because for the most part, for me, it's almost always been a hassle. And some people go, aren't you afraid? No, not really. No. Well, so we're all different people. Some people may not like my opinion or my attitude or my experience on that, but it's just never been an issue,
Yeah. You're entitled to your own opinion. And I know that, we'll have people that'll watch these podcasts and they'll leave comments and stuff. And it's my thing is that if that's what you want to do, you go ahead and you do you, man. That's fine. We're all free will creatures that get to make our own choices and stuff. But all right, so guys, we got to go ahead and end the show. There's some place I got to be in about 15 or 20 minutes. So we're going to go ahead and end it. There's a few of you that were asking some questions. We will address those next Saturday, I promise. And so we'll take care of that when we do the next episode. So real quick, let's give a little shout out to the people that were watching on the YouTube side. And then we'll let the panel give us their outros and we will call it good. So apologize for the technical issues. It happens sometimes. I'm going to go back and repost this second part all over Facebook when I got some time to sit down and redo it. But hopefully you can go back and check out the first part for some really good suggestions for the different case options that are out there. Just wanted to give you guys a taste of what's out there. There's a lot of options and a lot of brands that we live by, that we enjoy. A lot of different price points you can go for. There's a lot of different features that they offer. So anyway, let's go ahead and see who is joining us on the YouTube side, because I forgot to shout out to you guys when we first got started because I was so excited for today's topic. JH586, thank you for watching. Kevin June, Night Shaft, we'll get your question answered next week. Watt75, Net Flutter. Let's see who else was out there. Justin Grimm was watching. Tommy Gunn, G23, M Gabriel, Rich White's out there, and over here, Ghost Tactical's in the house. Good morning, Ghost. Good morning. Good to see you there, buddy. Gun Snob's out there, and over here, Defense Dad, likewise. Kingpin in the house. A lot of good discussion going on out there on the YouTube side this morning. All right, so let's go ahead and let the panel give us their outros, and we will call it. So, Defense Dad, let's start off with you. Anything you want to say before we go?
If you feel like checking my channel out, go ahead. I finally put a video out last night. Had a little bit of fun with the editing and camera stuff, but it was just because it was fun. But check out everybody else's channels. Thanks for having me. I think it was a fun discussion. Yeah,
it's good stuff. I mean, we had to break it up into 2 parts, but that's okay. Like I said, if you guys missed the first part, go back and check my channel, Travis P11. Check the list of videos, check live or live streams, and you'll be able to find the first part of this if you want to watch it. G23 real quick says, I'll be having my live stream today at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 p.m. Central Time. So keep that in mind. All right. Rich White, anything to say before we go?
Yeah, just be sure to check out the wrestling podcast if you're into that tonight at 9:05 Eastern.
Yep.
On the Unloaded Media channel, and tomorrow night, this week Unloaded at 8:30, between 8:30 and 9 p.m. Eastern on that same channel.
Cool. All right. Appreciate you guys.
Thanks for the invite.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys coming back for the part 2 of this. So I got her going. All right. Squib, anything you want to say before we go?
Thanks for giving me the opportunity to make my caffeinated comments, and everybody have a good weekend.
Dude, it was good advice. It's good information about, knowing what you got to know and making the best decision you can. I mean, there's a lot of things that really should just go along with the idea of travel with a firearm anyway. So there's nothing wrong with that.
Well, I mean, there's so many differences, right?
Mm-hmm.
Traveling across state lines, traveling within your state, concealed carrying, not concealed carrying. So sometimes there's more questions than answers.
The weapon type you're traveling with, is it allowed to be loaded or not? I mean, just like what we had in Nebraska versus Michigan, So
Yep. Great example. Also, check out Rick's Life as I See It at 3 p.m. Eastern, the only time zone that matters. Thanks.
So that'd be 2 o'clock Central Time, the most important time zone because it's in the center of everything. So everything rotates around the Central Time zone because it's in the center. So we always got to defend our time zones like it's like family ties or something here. Mr. Cypher Monkey says, damn, I just got here. Mr. Cypher Monkey, you're going to have to go back and watch part 1 of my channel and then check out part 2. We had some technical issues we ran into. It dropped for us on the first part, but the first episode's there. First part of the episode's there. And we're calling this part 2 on the YouTube side. So, all right. And let's see. Last but not least, Single Shot. Anything you want to say before we go?
Hey guys, if you folks have a chance to check out the channel to answer the individual's question there that was asked earlier, I've been working a lot with Little Pro Gunworks products, and I've reviewed 5 or 6 pieces of their equipment there on my channel. So if you're interested in a little bit of knowledge and some new equipment options, then you can check out the channel at Single Shot with an exclamation point. Thanks for the invite.
Yeah, man. All right, got the cell phones dropping out there, Single Shot. All right, so we'll go and end this one with the comment of the day. I think we should do a comment of the day anytime we do an episode here.
And
oh, and he dropped. Oh, and he's back. All right. Okay, so the little comment of the day. So Squib, this one's for you. Squib doesn't always carry, but when he does, he drinks blueberry mocha coffee. Squib doesn't always carry firearms, but when he does, he drinks blueberry mocha coffee. I don't think I've ever had blueberry mocha coffee before.
Yeah, I think we're going to have to take the blueberry mocha challenge.
Oh, God, that sounds hideous. Dude, I don't like blueberry coffee creamers in general. I mean, I don't know, man. I like blueberries, but when you drink it, it's just kind of funky. So
I don't like any sweet in my coffee whatsoever.
You can leave.
Oh, dude, you got to go to go to South Haven, Michigan. They have the Blueberry Festival every year.
Good, strong coffee with a little bit of cream. That's all I want.
Straight and black. There you go. Straight and black.
No, a little cream.
Oh, little cream. Once in a while, I do some creamer occasionally. Once in a while, I'll do a little hazelnut, little hazelnut creamer, maybe sometimes some French vanilla. But mocha, when you're talking like a chocolate flavored like coffee, like a mocha, granted, mocha is actually a bean that has hints of chocolate. But when you drink a mocha flavored beverage with blueberry on there, blueberry and chocolate, I guess, goes together. You know what, Patriot in the Dark, we're gonna have to do that. So Squib, find a blueberry creamer. I'll find a blueberry creamer. We'll agree on a coffee that we can both drink together, and then we'll do a mocha blueberry taste test. How's that sound?
I'll text you later. Let you know what I found.
We'll do a live stream, okay? We'll live stream it.
That sounds good, Squib.
We're going to bring in Patriot in the Dark.
That sounds good, Squib.
What does he say? Patriot in the Dark says, remember, don't trust Robux. You mean like Sears Robux? What's Robux? I don't trust robots. I can tell you that right now. They're evil.
I think he meant robots.
Robots or Starbucks, one of the two.
Man,
so.
my kid plays Roblox, and they have Robux in there. That's what I.
Oh, that's what it is. That's what it is. It's that fake currency that takes real money to buy.
Right? No, I got it. I know exactly what it is. He's saying don't trust the robots at Starbucks, hence Robux.
Oh, okay. G23 says straight black coffee, no cream or sugar. So I don't want this to become a food chat. I got to get going, guys. All right, y'all take care. Have yourselves a wonderful Saturday. Thanks for putting up with us and watching. Hopefully we gave you some good advice, some good ideas, and we're sorry if it's going to be some money you're going to spend this weekend, but that's just it. So thanks for watching, guys. We'll be back next Saturday, bright and early for another episode for you. Not sure if I'll be here or someplace else, so there could be a different background, just so you know. But that's it. So in the meantime, guys, I want you to have fun. I want you to be safe, and as you know, we will talk to you soon. We'll talk to you very soon. You guys have a great weekend. All right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Alicia.
Bye, Alicia.
Bye, Alicia.
Adios, Alicia.